Part of me feels like I should have done this at night, but unfortunately, everybody's usually asleep, and I don't like to keep anybody awake. But anyway, what's going on, guys? It is I, Sly Cooper Hade, also known as Steve, and welcome to Sherlock Holmes and the Devil's Daughter. That's probably not going to come out the way I inflected it. But, yeah, welcome to Sherlock Holmes and the Devil's Daughter, guys. This is actually the sequel to Crimes and Punishment. This is a very spooky game, and I've already completed it, already done the entire game itself. And it's just... This reminds me of a PC game that I had played called Sherlock Holmes and, versus Cthulhu, or the Cult of Cthulhu, or Darkness, or whatever it was called. Very H.P. Lovecraft inspired thing, because anybody who doesn't know this about Sherlock Holmes as a character, he doesn't believe in magic. He believes everything has an explanation, kind of like Tony Stark in the Marvel Universe. So this game was kind of fun because this has a lot of supernatural stuff. It's a little bit darker than Crimes and Punishment. As you can see, you got fever dreams, you got chain reaction, you've got infamy. I don't know why I'm spoiling that for y'all, but I'm just double checking for myself. I'm sure y'all are just gonna look at me and be like, Steve, why are you spoiling the conclusions? Sorry to say, guys, that's just how it is. I'm gonna pick these anyway, half of these people that I'm condemning or absolving, so it's not like it really matters in the long run for this series. But anyway, let's get into Pray Tale. This will start everything off. Yes. So this is a very different Sherlock Holmes game, very different actor voicing him, etc. It's just different, period. But I think you guys are going to enjoy this. Something new to bring to the channel. Also, to let you guys know, I'm streaming on Twitch now at Steve the Nerdy One, all together. It's all one name together. So remember that, guys. Steve the Nerdy One on Twitch. I'm going to try to stream a lot more often, because I figure if I stream enough, and enough of you guys not only view my stuff here on YouTube, but join in on my Twitch streams, and people like my content, I might consider going for Twitch's membership thing, which would be good because I'd have kind of like a side hobby to be able to make a little bit of extra money on the side, since Twitch does that. So I'm not telling you guys just, oh yeah, go to Twitch and do this thing. No, I'm letting you guys know I'm streaming over there now. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I've only done one stream, so we'll figure that out as we're going through it. Let's get this started. 48 hours earlier. See, even Watson is different. Like, Watson used to be more short, more portly, more older looking.
Oh, I do apologize. Am I disturbing you?
No, please. Do come
Now
in.
it's like Watson's
Mrs.
younger, he's
My name
more
is
fit.
Miss Alice de Bouvier. I'm Mr. Holmes' new neighbor.
Oh, I didn't have the pleasure to... I am Dr. John Watson.
Look at
Can we
Watson.
provide you with any assistance?
Oh, she is not the concern, Watson.
I'm... Then, what is this about?
Oh, that child standing sniffling behind her. Get rid of him, Watson.
But he is shivering with cold. And he is upset. What happened to him?
Little Tom knocked at the wrong door.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, boy, come in. Warm yourself by the fire. Can I offer you a cup of tea, Mr. Bouvier?
Well,
It is not as though we are disturbing you-know-who. Are we?
I suppose not.
Since you are our new neighbor, it is perhaps better that you know what he's like.
You're starting to worry me.
Well, Mr. Holmes is relapsing. This illness that he has seizes him when he finds himself with nothing to do. He becomes completely asocial. And alas, this is a very difficult, medically incurable case. Now, this must stay between us.
Of course, I understand. How very sad.
Referencing
But
the
there is a
fact that
cure,
Holmes has
a very
drug problems.
temporary one, a thrilling inquiry. Most certainly. If he refuses this one, then his condition will worsen.
Oh, I am still here, you know. I didn't fall out of the window. Very well, then.
Thank you, miss.
And see, now instead of just pointing out clues, you got to figure out what's wrong with them. Could say conjunctivitis, but no, it's recently weeping. Because they did say he's crying. Pale skin, malnourishment. Malnutrition. It has to be. Ooh. Okay, I don't know why I'm showing all the character portraits, but, you know, it's just weird that the game does that. Okay.
Now tell me, boy, what brings you here?
It's my father, sir. He's missing. I don't know what to do.
Missing, eh? And what do the police say?
Police, they don't believe me. They say he's just abandoned me. But that's a lie.
Obviously. Your clothes are well mended and you can read. Your parents may be poor, but you are loved.
Yeah, well, it's just the two of us now. My mother died when I was a little one.
And that's just one more reason for not leaving you. Your father doesn't seem the irresponsible type. He's very good to you.
Well, that's right. But he has no fixed work, so he often takes odd jobs for the day. 'Cause that's all he can find. Only this time, he didn't come home.
Sorry about that, guys. Ear was itching from this mic piece.
What's his name?
George Hurst, sir.
I was about to say, if I've been broadcasting this whole time and my mic's not on, I had to double check that to be sure.
And when was the last time you saw him?
3 weeks ago. He left for a new job. But this time, he was acting a bit strange and angry.
Strange? In what way?
He said to me, "Son, I'm out on a special job. Don't you dare move from here." I think something went wrong.
3 weeks? That's a long time.
Well, every day I thought he would show up. And anyway, I can look after myself.
What were you thinking? You and your father are both at risk. You should have come to me much earlier.
I was afraid. I ain't got no family, and I've got no other place to go. If our landlord finds out that Father left me, he'll throw me out on the street.
Tom, you've been very resourceful. We shall be discreet.
If only my mother was still here.
Very well. Your address, please, Tom.
12 Dorset Street, the first floor, door E. It's in Whitechapel, sir. But I ain't got no money to pay.
Who asked for money, Tom? Your case seems to be the very medicine I need. I'll meet you there shortly.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Everything about this game is so different.
Watson documents our adventures in here.
So, like, everything is the same, guys. It's just also at the same time a little bit different. I like the overcoat look.
My analysis table. It's useful for my work.
We need to help Tom find his father, Holmes.
Yeah, Watson. Oh, you guys thought that it was going to the map screen. The first time I saw this, I was like, wait, what? Yeah, they now give you many areas to explore. So you actually not only get to explore 21 Baker Street, but you get to explore a certain, like, big part of London here. Oh, hang on a second. Yeah, you can set the difficulty, by the way. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I had to see how to run. I'm like, no, there's a sprint button. So let's do a little bit of exploration first. You guys might like this. You see, look at this. Look at the details. Look how large this place is. Crazy. Ugh, we don't need to see Brunhilde. Lady of ill repute. So see, this is something majorly different about the games, is the fact that they give you wide open areas to explore, which I like. Some people said it's not necessary, and I can maybe kind of see the point, but it's like, it's more for atmosphere, which I love. But unfortunately, we're not here for very much atmosphere, guys. We got to get into the game. So let's just go ahead and go to Whitechapel and check out this apartment building and figure out what happened with Tom's dad. You guys pretty much already know the ending. I unfortunately kind of spoiled that for y'all, but you're gonna see like the in-between process. You're gonna see what leads up to this.
These streets are too narrow for the cab. I'll have to walk.
Sorry, I'm working. I can't open the door.
No, we are looking for Hurst's Hovel at 12 Dawson Street. So we got 4.
I don't feel thirsty right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we got a pub. Here we go. 12 Dawson Street. Now remember what they said. It's apartment E. First floor. This is just the back route.
Tis our home, Mr. Holmes.
Man. Got a wall. Why is there an entire wall knocked out?
It's too dark. I can't see anything. Hurst covered his bills ahead of time, thus providing Tom with security and sustenance.
My mother, sir. She died when I was very young. My father told me what she was like, but that's all I have.
I'm sorry, Tom. My mother left me when I was very young, too. Food's running low. It's already 3 weeks since George Hurst's disappearance. Well, I can see the preparations for peasant soup, a clever concoction for somebody with apparently no culinary skills. Ah, so that's why you came to see me.
Please, sir, find my father. I hope you'll find my father soon. The roof leaks all the time. Father used to fix it.
The old Tabard pub, North Street. Glue. Probably taken from a wall. Old clothes, soiled and worn.
I hope you'll find my father soon.
George Hurst's work was varied. He was evidently a hard-working and valuable hand. Just some old things. A leather satchel, what's in it?
Yeah, because, you know, everybody needs a special job.
A collection of worn-out and second-hand books. George Hurst was providing his son with the best education that he could afford.
Father bought all those books for me. He didn't tell me, but I know that he pawned his coat for them.
The old Tabard pub? Did you hear anything about it from your father, Tom?
My father's a regular, but he's not a drinker, sir. It's close by on North Street. I hope you'll find my father soon.
Good day, Mr. Holmes.
Well, if it isn't young Wiggins. And I see you found yourself a job.
If you can call it that. I hate it. But if you've got any proper work for me...
I just might be in need of your assistance later. Wait here.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need to Earwig to find out who is offering this special job. There's no one to eavesdrop on from here.
No. That fellow who's offering the special jobs, he never drinks alcohol.
Bosses beware. When we're screwed, we multiply.
The man who's offering that special job has a proper set of mutton chop whiskers.
Gotta love how they all know this guy is. Hey, that's the guy.
Equality for the working class.
I'm glad I'm my own boss. I can complain only to myself. Or to Watson. So, the man I'm looking for has whiskers and never drinks alcohol. It's not him.
The child labour law sent your kids to school instead of the coal mine.
This must be the man that I'm looking for.
So anyway, with this opportunity, guys, So how's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? Glad to see that you guys are... Hope you guys are doing well. I, unfortunately, outside of all this and Twitch and everything else, I'm not doing all too great. It seems like I'm getting hit with one thing after another by life. If not personally, then that guy being chased by the bobbies. Then unfortunately, you know, telling you. Oh, excuse me. Telling you, man, like, it's just rough. Like, I'm having a rough go of it, like, financially at this point. Like, between this trip and trying to... 30 minutes later.
Interesting. A missing person. I should find out more.
Okay, so we figured out there's a missing person. Yeah.
The longer the picket line, the shorter the strike.
You see that gentleman? I need you to follow him and report back to me.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
Don't lose him.
Whitechapel never changes. Dirt and beggars everywhere. I couldn't pay my rent last week.
We got a little bit into the red. I didn't want to go into the red trying to peek around the corner. Because if they see you in the red, that means that you're going to be caught.
They won't let me pass. I'll need to find another way.
Rich folk feed meat to their dogs.
I can't even remember. Living costs are too much these days. My son has to work down the sewers. He's only 7.
Stop crying and get to work.
Ah, boys from the Bruisers gang. Better keep out of their way.
Stupid kid.
I'll be able to continue the chase if I climb up the chimney, but it's dangerous.
What are you waiting for?
Please, you don't have to beat him. I'll do it. I'll clean the chimney.
Go on then.
He's still here, that's a relief. Whoa. Whoa.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?
No place to hide here. We'd better go through the yard.
Oi! What are you doing in my garden?
Crawling rat.
Man, this is like intense
He's
though.
Shoeshine Jim from Chambers Street. He's mute because his drunk stepfather beat him. Hey Jim, can you lend me your kit? I'm on a secret mission for Mr. Holmes. This could be useful with...
Hurry up.
Here's your reward, you little toad.
Thank you, sir.
Oh.
He's talking with a cabby. I need to get closer. Damn! I need to find another way. Damn! I need to find another way.
Alas, the weather's good. Last week was freezing.
Okay, so let's
get cold again. I've no money for coal.
I'm back here. There we go.
I can't lose him now.
Ooh! Cinematic movie action. Well, that was intensely interesting as far as tailing this guy. Yeah, they introduced a lot of different gameplay mechanics in this game, but not very bad ones.
Interesting. What's going on in the yard? Locked.
Is there a back way that we can go? We gotta be very stealthy about this.
Ah, a coat of arms. It might help Mr. Holmes. I'll make a drawing of it.
Okay, so what are we looking at?
Wow, a lot of expensive stuff.
That's really helpful, Wiggins.
It's too dangerous to enter.
See, at least he's smart. At least he
can't see
knows
what's
that it's
inside.
dangerous. Okay, so we figured that out. So let's try to look through the front if we can.
I can't see what's inside. I can't see what's inside. It's too dangerous to enter.
Okay. Gotta be another one somewhere.
Do only 2 people live here? I wish one was me. Bags of food. I like this house. Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
I agree. Okay, so that's very interesting. So, a special job leading to a lord's manor. We have to presume that this is a lord. Actually, we know it's a lord. Let's be honest. So let's see. Let Holmes know so that way they can...
Wiggins' tale was quite unusual. What do you make of what he found, Holmes? Holmes, we need to help poor Tom.
Yes, Watson, we do. It's so amazingly
My analysis
intense.
table. It's useful for my work.
I liked shorter, portly, more older-looking Watson, not like younger Jude Law, like Dr. Watson. Where's this paper? Toby!
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire. Wiggins did a good job.
I love it. Wiggins did a good job. He's really good at drawing. The Royal Potato Cans.
That's not the one I need.
No, that's not it.
Here it is. So this man could be Lord Marsh. Huh. A lord who hangs around in a public house. Let's pay a visit to Lord Marsh. We'll pretend that we're interested in his charitable activities.
Mr. Holmes, you have a visitor.
Oh, just ask him to wait.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. This young lady refuses to wait for anything.
What?
Father!
Caitlin!
Miss Caitlin's boarding school was flooded. Everyone was sent home.
As if it could smell any mustier.
My word, how is it possible that you have grown up so fast?
You'll be staying. Wherever will we put you?
Holmes, I'll give her my room, of course.
What do you have to say, Kate?
You're on a new case. A respectable lady who's being blackmailed? Or is it a love story between a prince and a suffragist?
However did you guess?
You will tell me, won't you, Father?
Only if our lives are in danger.
All right, then. Have fun. I'll go and unpack. Will you help me, Mrs. Hudson?
Yeah, Holmes has a daughter in this. I won't tell you guys why or the how, but later on in the series you guys will figure this out, and it actually adds a lot to Sherlock's character.
It's wonderful to have Kate home.
It'll make sense, trust me, later on. It's gonna be sad. Okay, let's look at what we need to do next. Okay, so we need to pay a visit to Lord Marsh.
What can I do for you, Mr. Holmes?
Let's take a back street for a second. Like, I'm sure most of y'all don't care, but, like, I want to show y'all, like, the amount of detail that they put into actually, like, making these little, like, big side streets that you can just free roam in. It's just kind of amazing to me. Like, the amount of detail and the fact that they made a lot of these, like, so big. Like, crazy big. So let's check our deduction board. Okay, so we've only got one thing. Practical motherhood and parent craft. I don't know why, but that was funny. Holmes is studying how to be a better parent through books.
Holmes, about Caitlin.
Yes?
She has grown up, hasn't she? Don't you think it's time to tell her?
To tell her what, Watson?
Well, about her father.
Never. Absolutely never. Do you hear me?
Holmes, you were responsible for the death of her father. You owe her the truth. She is old enough now.
I would lose her. Can't you see that? She must never know, Watson. Is that clear?
Holmes.
It won't and can't happen.
Let's get inside.
For those of y'all who are Sherlock Holmes fans, you probably know what is being referenced there. For those of y'all that don't, like I said, later on in the series, it's going to be a shocking revelation.
Come in, please. Good day, gentlemen. Welcome to my home. How may I help you?
Good day to you, Lord Marsh. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
We're going to go with feels unwell since he's in a wheelchair for the moment. He is ill.
I hope we're not disturbing you. You are with your physician?
Yes, this is Dr. Reuben Fisher. But no, please, I'm intrigued by your visit, Mr. Holmes.
I'm glad to hear it. The last thing I'd wish is to upset the patient. Lord Marsh, can I just say that I admire all of your efforts in assisting the poor of London?
Yes. It is a war that we must fight on our streets and now, too, from my home. You must surely have noticed those bags full of items, clothing and books for the unfortunate.
That is inspirational. At my own humble level, I too try my best to support those in need. I thought perhaps that I could be of some assistance.
I don't see why not. I already have the valuable assistance of Dr. Fisher, who happens to be my personal physician.
It's curious. Your face seems familiar to me, Doctor. Oddly, I'm associating it with Whitechapel?
Well done. You are right. I do occasionally frequent a few hostelries over there, would you believe it? Not that I am a drinker. But there, dressed as a working man, I can approach the other fellows to see if they might be interested in a special job.
A special job? May I ask what you're referring to?
Certainly. Since Lord Marsh began his special education program in 1889, he foresaw that such people would need an occupation of some kind. And so, with or without education, we propose these opportunities to work with Lord Marsh. It offers the less fortunate a chance to help make London a better place.
That's remarkable.
Yes, indeed. In order to truly see, one requires vision, yes, but also insight. And Lord Marsh has believed this since he was a child. Oh, Dr. Fisher makes it all sound so romantic. Let's close this topic.
Forgive me, Lord Marsh. You're looking very pale. Might I offer Dr. Watson's assistance?
That is kind of you, but I feel confident that I can provide Lord Marsh with the care that he requires.
How long have you been like this, my lord?
I'm fine, Dr. Watson. Don't fuss. It's only influenza. I'll be better in a few days. I can feel it already.
In that case, why are you taking such powerful painkillers?
Excuse me, what do you mean?
Mr. Holmes is referring to the pills on your table.
I'm sorry, but that's a medical confidentiality.
Despite my title, yes, I have to share my home with these bags full of food for the poor.
Lord Marsh believes that he can help all these poor people.
A provision dealing with the paupers of Whitechapel. Lord Marsh even helps hospitals. I've never seen so many provisions for the poor, and certainly not in a lord's house. Lord Marsh, hunting with his friends.
Ah, my dear comrades, Lord Collins and Lord Harrington. If it wasn't for this godforsaken English malady, I'd be with those rapscallions right now.
All in due time, my lord.
Last year, 3 orphans were put through medical college. Thanks to Lord Marsh and the special education program, a great many poor people will have a second chance in life.
But something smells fishy there.
John Strobridge. I've seen this name before. It was on a missing persons poster. I can't quite work it out. Do you have any idea as to the number of people who might owe you their lives?
Oh, don't embarrass me, Mr. Holmes. But indeed, these people have become like a family to me.
That would be a fairly large family, I imagine.
Yes, the list would be longer than any of your short stories. As for how large, well, Fisher is the one who keeps record.
Might we take a glance at the list?
I regret that is impossible. It is confidential. I stand firm upon that point, Mr. Holmes.
I quite understand. We'll most certainly send a donation towards your educational program. I shall take my leave then. I thank you both, and I wish you all the very best, gentlemen.
Likewise, Mr. Holmes.
It appears that Lord Marsh spent a great deal of his money on aiding the poor.
I'm intrigued by the special education program.
Is there something else?
Lord Marsh believes that he can help all these poor people.
Okay, so let's make sure that we've explored everything in Lord Marsh's home.
Humanitarian aid for an orphanage. Bags full of food. Aid for the paupers of Lambeth Workhouse. It's extremely honourable to devote one's whole life to assisting the poor. It's shut tight. It's shut tight.
I'm intrigued by the special education program.
Okay, so let's make a deduction here. I think there's a connection. So let's explore every possibility here. Okay, so that's the only one that we've been able to draw from so far.
I'm intrigued by the special education program.
Then again, we're gonna go with the connection for now.
I'm gratified by your interest in...
Lord Marsh believes that he can...
Despite my title, yes, I have to share my home with these bags full of food for the poor.
I'm intrigued by the special education program.
Okay, what do we need? Investigate the distance. Let's go back to the Hearst house. There might be something there. That we are per se missing. Ah.
Mr. Holmes, do you have any news about my father?
Tom, not so fast. I wanted to ask you if you remember your father mentioning anything about a special education program.
An education program? No, he only talked about a special job.
What's this box, Tom?
Oh, yeah. I just found it, Mr. Holmes. It was ever so well hidden. I've no idea why.
Well done, my boy. It could prove very helpful.
See, I'm using my head here.
This oil can also be used on weapons. Wolfjack. Looks like a military badge. A ramrod to clean a rifle. Tom, does your father own a rifle?
A rifle? No. If he had, he would have shown it me.
I'm sure that he wouldn't have shown it you. I need to find this rifle.
I hope you'll find my father soon.
This scrap of cloth was used to oil a firearm. Tom, does your father have any other property?
No. At least I don't think so.
I have to take Toby. He'll take a sniff of the oil, and we'll find that rifle.
Search the archives. So the plot is thickening, y'all. We're starting to put together pieces, bit by bit.
Holmes, we need to help poor Tom.
Here it is. Come on, Toby. It's time for you to earn your keep. Watson?
I prefer to visit Lord Marsh. I'm worried about the condition of his health.
So the plot is thickening, y'all. We are getting ever so closer to figuring out what happened to Tom's dad.
Search, Toby, search.
The invisible ghost hand is helping Toby.
It's only a garden shed. Let's go on.
It's only a garden shed.
What's in there?
Spooky.
People use this cellar for storage. Nothing that could interest me. Pile of rubbish.
A pile of rubbish.
Old things. Ordinary storage. Tom's photograph. Let's try to get inside.
Yeah, the lockpicking minigame has also changed.
Just rubbish.
Why are people storing crates and broken stuff? Like, that to me does not make any sense.
A map of Epping Forest.
Wait, what's it called?
A map of Epping Forest.
It sounds like he's saying effing forest. I know it's Epping, but it just sounds like he's saying effing. It's hilarious.
This case must have been full of cartridges. There was something on the stand. There was a rifle here. George Hurst took it with him. Let's compare this list with the evidence that we found earlier. This is the list of selected participants for October's special education program. According to this poster, John Strobridge is missing. Let's compare them with people from Hearst documents. This man appears in both documents. All the people in Marsh's document are marked and dated in George Hurst's files. News clippings on Lords in the education program. Why are they here?
So we're starting to put the pieces together that maybe a lot of George Hurst's job is... I mean, obviously he would have given it to his son or left it where his son could find it. And it has to have a connection. It has to do with violence. It's missing. He's a wounded vet. We gotta sneak into Marsh's house. This seems like he's actually collected information. So it seems like he was, conspiracy theory wise, knew that something was going on with Lord Marsh. So hopefully when we sneak into his house, there will be much more information to like be found to figure out like what the pieces are. Most of y'all, I'm sure, have already figured it out by the end, but for those of y'all that are still like, okay, I might have an idea, but I want to see this to a conclusion, Steve, yeah, trust me. The first time I played this, I'll be honest with you guys, this took me aback. Just wait till the very end, you'll be sitting there scratching your head with like WTF, like,
Holmes, what are you doing here? What are you planning?
A mission of my own. You must play the role of the conscientious doctor while I sneak inside Marsh's house. That's the only way of helping little Tom. This is not the best way to sneak in.
so far we're sneaking in pretty clearly.
How can I help you?
I came to visit Lord Marsh.
What for?
I would very much like to see Lord Marsh, if you please.
Oh, you're so clumsy. Can you please not...
I have to visit Lord Marsh and offer him my services.
Fisher, please, allow Dr. Watson to enter.
Good job, Watson.
Oh, for a second there I was like...
I have to finish my search of the office.
That good thinking on Watson's part, but bad part on mine, because I'm like, what? Knocked over the vase. Holmes almost got caught, but man, it's just crazy.
Let's see how hard to crack this safe is.
Doctor, it appears that you were impatient to pay me another visit.
Indeed. Will you allow me to examine you? A second opinion, so that the great Lord Marsh does not become the late Lord Marsh.
Since you put it that way, very well.
Shall I retire to your office, Lord Marsh?
No, please, Doctor. I insist that you stay. I shall need your assistance.
Will you break anything else?
I'll try my best.
Mr. Holmes? What are you doing here?
Well, I got caught.
Will you break anything else?
I'll try my best.
There we go. I goofed on that one, guys. I admit it. I kind of goofed because I'm like, where's a hiding spot?
I can hide here.
I admit I goofed.
Lord Marsh is a keen hunter.
See, we're doing like the old safecrackers used to do.
November 7th. This means that the meeting is planned for today.
I'd suggest that your current weakness is perhaps more than a simple case of influenza, Lord Marsh.
Where might your companion be, Dr. Watson?
Oh, he's busy poking his nose into other people's business, I'm sure.
My lord, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I must remind you about your meeting.
Is it already time? My apologies, Dr. Watson, but we are expected elsewhere. Might we offer you a lift?
You are going out? I'm not sure that's wise in your condition.
I value your opinion, but misery never rests, and I am needed.
Well, do please take good care of yourself, Lord Marsh. I'll send you my diagnosis, Dr. Fisher.
Thank you, Dr. Watson. Farewell.
Slowly and slowly the pieces are falling together. But let's take the evidence and the clues that we got and try to form a hypothesis of what may possibly happen. And what's going on with Lord Marsh and the special education program and all these different things that we've learned so far in the game.
Watson, what are you doing at my table?
I just need to check one thing about Lord Marsh. My intuition tells me that Lord Marsh is hiding something about his disease. His cough, in addition to his fever and his usage of strong painkillers, leads me to believe that he is seriously ill. Let's study it more closely. Sputum with tiny drops of blood. I could take a sample and examine it under the microscope. I need to take a sample.
Okay.
Let us apply chemicals to color the sample. I need a pipette.
Oh. Yeah, that would help if I actually do this
chemical
right.
should be applied third. This chemical should be applied.
Okay.
Now, let's examine the colored sample under the microscope. Mycobacterium. It appears that Lord Marsh is seriously ill. Holmes, this is no longer a laughing matter. It is just as I feared. Lord Marsh is suffering from tuberculosis.
You don't say.
Yes, I do say. And Holmes, he will die if he is not transferred to a sanatorium as soon as possible.
And yet both Lord Marsh and Dr. Fisher are doing their best to hide this fact. How interesting.
But why?
Why indeed, Watson?
Oh, dear God. You don't think that Lord Marsh contracted tuberculosis while aiding the poor? How terrible. I have a commitment that I can't possibly cancel. Holmes, during my absence, please be extremely careful. This disease is highly contagious. And remember that we have women at home.
Thank you, Miss Alice. Until later.
I'll see you soon, Caitlin.
Where have you been?
Our neighbour lent me a book. She is so kind. I think she likes you.
I doubt that.
How is your investigation going?
It's going. Dracula?
Yes. It's forbidden reading at my boarding school. Did you know?
Well, well.
This is so romantic. It is thrilling. This is so romantic.
So, okay. Let's put more of the... Ah, there we go.
Here it is. Cranston's Oak is in Epping Forest. That's the place indicated on George Hurst's map. Let's try to find the place from the hand-drawn map.
It's got to intersect with another highway here. Ah, there we go.
Here it is. Drat. I'll need to hurry if I want to find out what's going on at the forest.
Father, that boy Wiggins, does he come here very often?
He helps occasionally in some of my cases. Why do you ask?
I'd like to talk to him.
Talk to him?
Father, back at school there are only girls to talk to, and they are so boring. I'm sure Wiggins has lots of exciting stories to tell about his life in London. It would be so romantic.
We'll be reasonable.
Caitlin, you know that Wiggins hasn't had the most fortunate life.
That only makes him more interesting.
Oh, Kate.
I'll leave you alone now.
Let's see.
Let me pause for just a second to process for you guys. Okay, so we are back at the beginning. Now, obviously, we went to Epping Forest. Let me set the scene for y'all. You went to Epping Forest, went to figure out what this meeting was about, and Holmes ended up getting shot at by a mysterious attacker who we can only presume by now you guys have probably fit the pieces together that it might be George Hurst. We'll just say that. So it's like Hurst attacks Holmes. And now Holmes is running for his life. We saw that at the beginning. And now Holmes is running even more. So now we're basically thrown right back to where we were at the beginning of the episode.
See how long you can stay alive.
Oh, it's back this way.
Stay alive.
Okay, so we gotta keep some distance away from this guy. But we also gotta make sure that we keep to cover as well.
Where is he?
We're gonna go for thorny bushes. Ooh! Well, we made a bad choice there.
Let's see how long you can stay alive.
Well, we guessed it, and we were wrong. The goal is to stay as far ahead of him as possible. Ooh. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay.
Where have you gone? Is that your blood in the snow?
Okay, stop right here. Let him fire his shot. Descent. This is getting intense, y'all.
Where is he?
He was poor. This man was killed recently. The body is still warm.
Find him, boys! Find him!
You scampering little rat! You're a clumsy one, aren't you? Where is he?
Ooh. Man, this is getting difficult. Like, this is genuinely intense.
To call this the Swamp of Despair! I like to call this the Swamp of Despair!
No, come on, I was on the path. Some of y'all are just like, oh god, you're gonna keep dying, aren't you, Steve? I can't help that this part is so intense. Okay, we're pretty much right there. We're right at the end here.
won't get far!
He was killed by a shot to the forehead. My God, it's Lord Harrington's body. My health is deteriorating. I need to dress my wound.
Yeah, things are not looking all too great for Holmes at this point.
The Quartermain Club. This must be Lord Marsh's cabin. This will help to dress my wound. Someone's coming, I better hide.
Breathe, Lord Marsh. It's almost over.
Who are you?
George Hurst from the 1st Lovat Scouts, here to deliver justice.
An old soldier. How ironic. Did we refuse you on our special education program?
It's true, I was refused. An old wounded soldier is useless to you, but he can still be dangerous.
We hunted a lot in these woods, but I didn't expect to become the prey. I have lived a grand life without any limits set by others. I will die a happy man, so you won't see me begging you, festering wretch.
Prepare to meet your maker.
George Hurst doesn't seem the kind, based on that dialogue, that would do that. So I think the Lords hunt people. So no motives. I don't think he blames him. I think it's revenge. See, I'm going to condemn him, but only for the fact that even if he's sick and dying, I don't want him to have the luxury of still being in his home. Because that's messed up. I mean, he's basically getting these poor people, choosing them, and then he basically hunts them down. He's basically built this program just to hunt poor people for sport, which is pretty sick and twisted.
George, lower your rifle, please, for Tom's sake.
Holmes! My, an almost worthy opponent.
Tom? My Tom? If you've endangered my lad in any way, you will pay dearly.
I assure you that Tom is safe in London with a well-trusted friend. And now it's time to end this.
By all means.
George, listen to me. If you're seeking an apt punishment and vengeance, killing Marsh will give him exactly what he wants. He would die knowing that he had fulfilled his life through his absolute control of it. But if you allow Marsh to live and be arrested, he will suffer a punishment far greater than you or I could deliver. His ball and chain will be the debilitating tuberculosis. It will drag him painfully and slowly to his demise behind bars.
You're mad. You're both mad.
Let's go and find Tom.
Not just yet. See, Lord Marsh, you will die here, although not by the gun. You'll die slowly.
Don't do this, George.
Detective, take a look here.
This is how you became sick, Lord Marsh. The beheading of your victims who were suffering from tuberculosis was what infected you. Poetic justice.
Holmes, you cannot fully understand why we helped so many and sacrificed a few. But don't let me die like this. Just kill me now.
I understand your view, Mr. Hurst. I really do, but I couldn't allow you to continue.
Yeah, despite being a military man and despite it being poetic justice to have him be beheaded the same way he did his victims, that to me just, that's not something that I believe should be done. I mean, given the choice, I'm not going to kill George Hurst just for the sake of his boy Tom. I think Tom and his dad have both been through enough, with George being a former military vet. So, we had no choice but to kill Lord Marsh. Unfortunately, he won't serve any jail time, but at least his crimes will be well known. Okay, so apparently, because usually there's cutscenes in between that would explain certain things, unless I'm doing this wrong. Because there's like cutscenes that show pretty much all of, because there's pretty much cutscenes that like show that the character of Alice has kind of been, you know, she's like trying to figure something out, and she's specifically chosen Holmes for a reason. So we've defeated Pray Tell, which is the first case. Now we're going to go Pray Tell, which, you know, we've saved George Marsh, so let's go to A Study in Green, which is the second case. And we'll go through the beginning and everything, guys, and then I will stop the episode right here. And what I'll do is I'll probably eat real quick, maybe relax for a bit, but guys, I might do a short Twitch stream. So if you're interested, give or take, maybe like anywhere between 12:10 or 12:30, I might start it. So remember, if you're going to Twitch, look for Steve the Nerdy One, which is all together, it's all one phrase. And I might stream I don't know. I might stream DC Universe Online. I might do something else. It'll depend on what the mood strikes me to be. So, like I said, I'm still trying to figure Twitch out, guys.
Yes! Well done, Watson!
Holmes, you're playing bowls? Indoors?
Not just any old bowls, Watson. Lawn bowling.
Seriously? With your injury? Oh, no. Mrs. Hudson is going to murder you.
Well, that's it for now. Time to go. Would you care to join me?
You're incorrigible. And where are we going, Holmes?
I'm participating in the final stage of the annual tournament held by the London Archaeological Institute's bowling club. It's an official invitation. I'll just need to dress suitably and then we can leave.
Wear a festive outfit, because that's how these cases normally start.
Shouldn't you dress for the game?
This suit isn't appropriate for where we're going.
Okay, fine, I'll put on a suit. There, sportswear.
Holmes, are you really sure you want to wear that?
This? Everyone dresses like this at the club.
Yes, everyone dresses like this at the club. Sportswear. Okay, so I love that. Are you sure you wanted to be dressed like that? Dressed like this? Yeah, everybody dresses like this at the club. I love that. Poking fun at Holmes being a little stiff-necked.
Mr. Holmes, you played very well yesterday. I'm obliged to you, Sir Charles. I play many outdoor sports. That's the key to my success. My friend Dr. Watson has decided to join me.
Really?
Mr. Holmes, would you like to see the first prize? A rare stone Mayan Quiche calendar.
Mayan Quiche?
Indeed. Their legendary king, Tekun Uman, has his statue just behind you. Although this one is a cast metal copy.
That? Oh.
Well, since only members may enter the clubhouse, we have exhibited the calendar outside. Please, explore.
Okay. So I'm going to stop the episode right here, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this first episode of Sherlock Holmes and the Devil's Daughter. Like I said, right around anywhere between 12:10 and 12:30. You know what? Just for the sake of prosperity, we'll make it 12:30 for the Twitch stream, because I don't want to do like a short Twitch stream, but I don't want to do one that's like super long either. So let's see, 12:31. Okay, yeah, I'm counting off in my head because it's like I gotta leave for work like a little after 4, because I walk to work, I don't drive. So I'm trying to figure out the time, and it's like, yeah, maybe if I do like a short, like, 2.5 hour like Twitch stream, that might be good for you guys. So yeah, 12:30 I'll do a Twitch stream on my Steve the Nerdy One channel. I'll figure out what I want to do, whether it's DC Universe or something that requires a longer playthrough. Then again, who knows? I might stream, like, you know, a lot of games that I've played on the channel, but try to do them maybe in one go. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out when 12:30 rolls around. I'll try not to forget, guys. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Sherlock Holmes and the Devil's Daughter. And I will see you guys in the next one.